Hello everyone, so welcome to my new video, and in this video we're going to talk about how can we style our custom blocks component. So you can see I have just simply created a text with a style tag, and today we want to style this as to text. We will just talk about the editor style today, and in the next video we'll talk about how can we apply this style for a font and element. So there are different ways to style your component, and so the easiest ways to style your component is inline styling. So if we want to apply the style, let us create a new attribute like color, like this one. We can pass a default color like black color, but try to make it a bit red color. And our second duty is to distract this attribute from our attributes like color. Try to create a palette body, a new panel body, and we want to give a new title for this palette body, this color settings, and make it initially this full. So I want to use the color picker. You can use any color component, but just to show you, I just want to use this color picker, like this one, color picker. And if we search for the color picker documentation, we will find out some basic props, and first prop is the color. So color will be our color attribute, this is a color attribute. And second is on change complete. This is a callback and it returns a value. So we want to just set attributes or value with this hexacoded string, color string. And second, this third one is the disable alpha. We can make it disable so that user can't pick a transparency color. Okay, and if we try to npm start and go back to the editor, and if we refresh, we see this is our color setting and this is our color picker, and right now this red color is selected by default. So I want to apply this color to this element. Our first way is to style this element just writing inline styling. So if you want to write inline styling, it's very simple. That's similar to the normal inline CSS, but a bit different. Like we have to write our style attribute, and we have to write two curly braces. Inside this two curly braces we have to pass the CSS. So we are just going to pass our color like this color. Since we are using the same same level, like this attribute is color, same name, so we can just keep it 1. By default, JSX will understand that it is color to color. So if we do this and try to refresh this one, we'll see this our color is changed, and even if we try to change the value, we will see our color is changed successfully. So this is a very simple way, but if you want to have it writing this inline CSS for my element, how can we do this? If you want to remove this, if you want to have it writing our inline CSS, we can use our internal CSS. Now what do you mean by internal CSS? Actually we write down our CSS out of this inline element, but inside this file. So if we want to write down our internal CSS, we have to call this style tag here, and inside this style tags we have to pass curly braces, only single curly braces, like this. Since we are going to use the variable inside to this JSX, so it is a must that we have to use template literal. So I think you have already know about the template literal system, template string system. This and we have to just put down the selector. Like this is our selector, I mean this title is our selector and this is our class. I want to take this class and now want to pass our color, yeah, like this, and yeah, it is fine now. If we try to refresh, now we will see it is working fine. But right now if we try to inspect, we will see it is not coming from our inline styling, rather it has created a internal style tag, and inside the style tag you can see this is the value. And even if we change the color, like make it a violet, and you can see our color is changed and it's working fine. But there are simple problems. Try to update and refresh, and you can see it is working fine, that's great. But add another and try to change the color, you can see both color are changed. But our block should work individually, but it is not working individually because we are using the same color, same selector, I mean this same class. So how can we protect this so that our blocks work individually? So we have to find out a unique ID. If we check out the parent, I mean this parent container for each block, we will find out there is a unique ID and it is generated automatically like this one. And again for this you can see there is a unique ID, so we have to pick this ID. How can we pick this ID? So in this attribute, set attributes, we have another parameter, and that is called the client ID. Client ID, you have to write down the same spelling. You can never write down like only ID, you have to write down the same spelling. And if you try to console log the client ID and try to refresh, okay, and try to go back side, you can see we're getting a unique ID. And when we again refresh, we will get a different ID for this particular block, and it is going to change rapidly for different blocks, I mean for each block. So we want to pick this ID, okay. We can also slice it, and we can make it a bit shorter, like start to write down a new attribute like ID, so that we can store this ID inside this attributes, and it will be definitely it will be a string. And go back here, try to districts ID, sorry. And now let us set attributes, and this ID will be the client ID, but we want to slice it like 0 to 8, and then it will look a bit smart, I think so. So first we have to pass this class here, so that there is an extra class and it is an object. Try to pass the extra class like this ID. You can also pass it as an ID, or you can pass it as a class. That is very simple. And when we're going to do this and try to refresh, and if we inspect, we see there is a new class like this. Oh sorry, let us try to update and give a start and refresh. I can try to inspect to see the class. Yes, you can see there is a new class. What is the class? And this is the class. But sometimes you will get a numerical value at the in front of this, but you already know about it that a numerical value never can be a class. So we want to manipulate it try to make it a bit meaningful, like first block wrapping like this one, and then we can have it any so slice is better, I think so. And if we refresh, we'll get what is the letter at the in front of this custom class, and you can see this is our class and it is a dynamic. And when if you refresh again, you will get a different class. Start to inspect again, and you can see the value is changed. So we want to use this value. You can also call this class here or ID here. Like if you want to keep it here like this, try to use here like title. Try to pass ID. We can pass here, no problem. And if we try to refresh to see the result, I am going to inspect again. You can see we are getting this data. So how can we use this here? If we use this ID here, so we can pick this ID from here, and that is our main that will be our main dynamics selector. So just pick this class this class dot, and we're going to pass a variable, and this variable is our ID. If we pass it, we will get a different ID for a different block. And again, if we refresh and go back here, refresh, and now try to inspect to see the result, you can see that we're getting data with a unique ID. And in this case, when we're going to change the value, that's our ID is changed and value is changed. Refresh to see the result. It's working fine. Now try to add another blocks, this one, and we're going to use a different color. Like I want to use a bit green, like this one, and you can see now it is working fine individually. And if you try to check out what is happening in this area, you can see it has a different class name because its ID is different. And similarly in this case, you can see its IDs, or its ID is also different. So there is no way to conflict or overwrite this style. So I think you have understood how to style your component using a unique ID. And in the next video, we discuss about how can we apply this style and in the front end of our of our custom block. So if you have any questions, you can let me know. I'll try my best to help you. Thank you.